So once I glaze all of these in the black, then I will, I need to let them dry out so that I can layer other colors on top of them. I do have a couple other things I need to glaze, a couple of custom orders here, but I'll get these done first. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a great deal many more things here, because if this is 50, you know, if I do, that's 50, it's 48 technically, 49, and then I do a couple other things, I could easily get up to 60, and that's going to be another 2 full layers in the kiln. With the taller mugs like this, I can't do 3 layers of these. You lost me for a moment, like the mic? That's so weird. Oh, a commercial. Okay, gotcha. One thing, I'm not used to glazing this many of the travel mugs. They're heavier. A little more awkward. My hand's getting tired. What is that? Is that another piece of metal? Must have been from that same batch that had some of the metallic flakes in it. There we go. Much better. Oh, really, Syria? You made a cake yesterday, and it involved making your own fondant and dyeing it. That's a workout. Oh gosh, yeah. Don't you have to kind of knead it like you would dough or clay to get the color in? Now, I saw somebody making fondant. I didn't realize it was basically just marshmallows, colored marshmallows. What type of cake did you make that required you making your own fondant? Did I go offline for a second? A strawberry cake. Oh my gosh, I love strawberry cakes. Was it like shaped like a strawberry? You go sand this off a little bit where it can be more level. Where'd my piece of sandpaper go? Somebody stole it. Much better. No, that's my favorite cake is strawberry cake. That's what our wedding cake was actually strawberry cake. It was shaped like a tire. Spooks, it used to decorate cakes for fun for years ago, but you didn't get the cake decorating tools in the divorce. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh no, I didn't know there was a wrong kind of frosting. So when you put it on, it all tried to fall apart. See, my mother and I were trying to remember what all went into the German chocolate icing. I keep thinking there was some caramel in it somewhere because it's coconut and pecans, and I thought caramel, but I could be wrong. Because I made coconut ice cream this weekend, and it was really, really good. If you like coconut, if you don't like coconut, then it probably sounds gross. But she was wanting to make some German chocolate ice cream. Thinking chocolate ice cream with or chocolate coconut ice cream with the coconut flakes and pecans. Or I guess we could go the cheap route and cut up some mounds and some Rolos and call it done. Feel a sharp spot. Not making you want ice cream. Sorry. Not sorry. I feel like every time I dip a piece in the bucket, I'm rolling further and further away from the camera because I feel like starting out I was much closer. So I may have to readjust here. There we go. Hat and Sandals guy, thank you for the host. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Tell you what, I'm glad I'm inside today, and I really am feeling kind of nervous about starting the kiln tonight because it is so hot outside and muggy and humid. It's nice to feel the air conditioning in here, and if I start the kiln, I won't feel it tomorrow. Like, we walked outside today and got a sinus infection. Like, you can smell, like, the pollen in the air, you can taste it. Oh, Sarah, thank you for the host. Oh, no. You got a couple hours of knitting in this morning before your arm decided you were done. Is that normal? Did you hurt your arm? I'm usually out of the loop on things. So that may be old news. Or it's just 3 hours of knitting kind of done. Like 3 hours of throwing, I can feel that. So I guess that's could be normal fatigue. Though I don't feel it in my arms or even my hands when I'm throwing. It's more of my body gets a little bit more tense sometimes depending on what I'm working on, depending on how, I guess, complex or how much I'm having to concentrate on the piece. And it's just that level of concentration for that many hours. Sometimes it can wear on you, and that's where I get fatigued. So even though while it can relax my mind, it can still like be exhausting. And speaking of doing pottery, I wonder how Colleen's doing with her class. It's Tuesday, so she's at one of her pottery classes. Okay, definitely I'm going to do one more of these. I've got 5 of these mugs left. And I'm going to go check my orders before I commit every single one of these to Starry Night. I want to go make sure I don't have any like special orders for a different color. All right. Whoops, that looks like I scraped the side of the bucket or something. Wiped all the glaze off my handle. Alright, I'm gonna go grab my order sheet and see if I need to do these any other color, and I'll be right back. There we go. I'm back now. Sorry, I thought I had turned my mic back on. Okay, there's that one. And okay, I'm going to do the rest of them. Or actually, let me do a couple of these. And Sweet Pea. Do Stormy Skies and Sweet Pea. Don't really have any others that want specific colors, but they want an assortment. So not just all Starry Night. So, and then couple, I can do 2 of these Bloody. So that leaves me with 45 in Starry Night that I can work with. And I might actually go ahead and make 2 more of these, make these Bloody. Do 2 more of these just in case. Lassa, good afternoon. How are you doing? Because even though I've got these, like, I need 40 in Starry Night. I need to make extras because you never know what's going to happen in the kiln. Things might stick together. Things might warp, so you just never know. There's my sponge. Taking a nap sounds like a good way to spend a Tuesday afternoon, Lassa. So you've been staying up late at night recently. Crimson Sheep! Whoa, Crimson has just subbed for 44 months in a row. Whoa, thank you so much. Right, we got our overlays back. It's working again. In Crimson Sheep, I think I have something here that might interest you. Once I get to my gray glaze, because y'all did want the stormy skies, I believe, the blue over gray. If you can even see that, because it's all it's got blue wax on it, but it says sprucely designed. Got a few more things to dip in the black. I'm going to grab a soup bowl, and I've got one custom here that I need to check on and make sure what color it needs to be. Looks spiffy. There's that one. I think if we got a soup bowl over here that's got wax on it. There we go. Now this one is going to be for Immortal Designs, actually Immortal Designs Mother. Well, maybe that's why it was over there, maybe because it had a hole in it. I think this one's good. So this one's actually going to be the Arizona Sunrise. And I requested this one to be a bit more pink than purple, and I can do that. Just got to put it in a part of the kiln that doesn't get as warm. Now there's my phone. Let's check on this one order. Okay. So couldn't remember if they picked a color, and I think they just want any color, so that works too. All right. So it's going to be Starry Night. All right, Sarah, have fun lurking. We'll see you later. Now I can clean off my glaze tongs. All right. So I've got to let all of those dry. Which may be a harder task than it seems, considering it's so humid outside. Nope, come on. My rolly doesn't want to roll, and I just hit the camera. Sorry, guys. Let's put that back there. We'll do the gray next, which is there. Apparently I haven't mixed this one up in a little while. It was feeling a little bit chunky. So I think I'll go ahead and grab a lot of the things that I know need to be gray. And I may not be able to fit all of them in this kiln load, but I can at least have them glazed and ready. Some things just need to be solid gray, and some things need to be stormy skies. I lost my sandpaper. But did I put it in here? Maybe I did. Yes, I did. There we go. Can tell I'm touching the bottom. I'm finding stuff. I think that's a piece of tape. Wax got a little bit out of hand on this one. Go much better. And then a couple of these guys, and I'll grab some of the travel match here in a minute. Another great reason to use the wax, because I can see all the little bitty drips. Before I glaze the piece. Now these are just going to be the solid gray. And these are going to be going to a state park called My Old Kentucky Home State Park. I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm like hit the big time. I'm selling to state parks and government organizations. What do you guys think? Like when you're in your craft, or even if you have like a small business, like is there something that makes you feel like, oh yeah, that's a what's the feather in your hat? Well, what's something that you're the most proud of? Because even before, I was selling a lot of stuff, I had, things that accomplishments I was proud of. Like I remember working with another full-time potter when I was just getting started. I was, making a few of my own things, helping him with his stuff, and we put all our, pieces. He told me to put my pieces on a table, when they were ready to go into the kiln, and he'd load them up. And I came back and I couldn't find my pieces, my little vases. And he thought they were his, so he signed them and glazed them. And so that was like, I still have those pieces. Those are some of my prized possessions because it was like, I felt like I had finally achieved something. You're proud that you create art on a regular basis and that your work is enjoyed by children. You've illustrated a few kids' books. Oh, that's awesome. Let me grab a few more of these guys. Sure, what's going on? We got a troll in here or something? Or is somebody trying to post a link? Hey, Distelfink, good afternoon. Do you still think I'm doing pretty good? I'm just getting some work done. There we go. Now I'm getting this out for like one thing, I think. Maybe two. Got this one that needs to be jade and iron. This is an all-purpose bowl, which is what I call a yarn bowl shape that doesn't have any holes in it. This one needs some wax on it, which is what keeps the glaze from sticking to the bottom and from the medallions here. I need to swap these buckets out. Trying to move these buckets without hurting your back is hard. All right. We'll start with the mug. Let me make sure what kind of glaze this needs. It needs the jade and iron, but I don't know if it was specifically the jade and iron drip or the jade and iron side by side. Let's see. Do I still have my list back here? No, that's a new one. What is this one? It just says jade and iron, so not drip. And this one says, I weave so I don't kill people. I'm going to dip it half in the iron, and I'll dip it half in the jade on top of that so that the colors will blend. And when I overlap my glazes, which is what I do a lot to get the different colors, it really does matter in what order you layer things. So if I put the jade on first and the iron on top, it would just kind of cover it up and not blend. Alright, and that's it. 2 things. Then I may need to just let this dry for a second before I do the jade again. I need the green, which is right here. The emerald green, I should say. I don't know how much room I've got there. Oh, now I got glazing between my toes. That's what I get for glazing with sandals on. It's like, you know, there's a story behind something when you see Minnie the stairs and Kiba not willing to come up past. They have had words, and they've understanding. I was like, why is Kiba crying? But he's not. He's just expressing his displeasure at Minnie being on the stairs. No, that one's done. Okay, good. Yeah. I gotta keep this one here away from the gray. I don't want to get it confused with the gray in any way, shape, or form. Now, I do have to get the clear out because I've got a customized pie plate that I'm gonna do in clear. So when I do the clear, I'll probably do the white and the yellow, but I've got purple I can do that's a little bit darker because my water bucket's getting kind of dirty, muddy, but so I'll clean it out before I do the lighter colors. But I think I can still get away with where'd the lid go? There it is. I think I can still get away with doing purple. Hello, Tux. Just make yourself comfy. Make yourself at home. It's like, what I will. Woman, it's time to cuddle. What are you doing, buddy? Oh. Oh. Use your back legs, buddy. Use your back legs. You don't have to just jump and hold on. So there he is. My not so little kitten anymore. Thought this was going to be a pottery stream, but it's really just going to be a cat petting stream. Cat petting streams are better anyway. Oh, I'm getting all the purrs. There he is. Oof. Just make sure you hold on tight, buddy. Use all of those claws. every last one of them. Get your belly. Is that okay? I don't know if I can mix the bucket one-handed. I don't think I could do that. Well, there's the purple. So I'm going to do a purple mug, and then one of these pie plates needs to be purple. So I've got like two of these. One is going to be clear, and so here's the pie plate. It says established 2019. It's going to be a wedding gift. And I'm thinking to leave the base of it, like the flat part on the bottom clear, and do like purple around the edges. Like sweet pea. Buddy, my arm's getting tired. There you go. Cuddle time's over. Yeah, see, Lassa, I'm not sure I'm gonna like the purple one at all, but I'm gonna try. So let me dip my mug first, and then I'll get to the pie plate. So this one's gonna be sweet pea, the green and purple one. Colleen, good afternoon. So how'd your pottery class go today? Oh, good, you made some cylinders. They finally let you start pulling up the clay. So, because I can't dip this, I'm going to be painting it on, so I'll paint on probably 2 or 3 layers here. Layer 2. You made some cylinders, or at least that's what they were supposed to be. Yeah, you said last week was canceled. So it's been 2 weeks since you'd been there, and right, when you don't practice, it's amazing how much you need to remember starting again. Yeah. Well, it's like I say, even sometimes I will lose the first piece or two that I try until I get back into the groove of it. All right, and then I'm going to paint the back side of this. Whoops, I missed a drip over here. So here it is so far. It's going to be purple, around the inside and the outside, and I'm going to dip the sea spray on top of it. Oh, Tux, buddy, what are you doing over here? You and your tail. Keebit's tail doesn't bother things. I have a feeling we're going to have a talk over here. Hey, buddy. Oh. You kept the 4 cylinders you did this week so you can you can learn trimming next week. Gotcha. But you were the only one in class that made any, so that was interesting. Yeah. Well, if you think too, people like you said, it's been 2 weeks and people are probably remembering how to do things. He asked so politely, yes, but he has a one-track mind, so if the mugs got in his way, I was afraid the mugs were going to be the casualties there, the catastrophes. And if Tux causes a claytality, then we don't give away subs. That's only if I break them. Hey, Minnie. Hey, what's the matter? Maybe we can get double kitten cuddles. I don't want you over there either. Come here. There we go. Hmm. Mm-mm. I am a cat tower. You're just gonna settle down right there, huh? Trying to give her a safe spot to get down. There you go. I know how I'm loved, yes. Go see what she's doing. Yes. There you go. Cat hair everywhere. All right. Now let's see how I can glaze the back of this. Again, we'll use at least 2 to 3 layers of the purple, because for the general rule of thumb is 1 layer of a dipped glaze is worth about will equal about 2 to 3 brushed layers to get the same consistency. And I'm not dipping this because I've got text in the middle of this pie plate. So I'm going around now on my second layer, and it may take a little bit of drying before I can do a third. All right. Now I can get the jade out because the iron has dried a little. So you're surprised the cats don't cause more trouble in the studio. They are used to my workspace and what they kind of know what they're allowed to get away with, which I let them get away with more than I probably should in the studio because they can do it on stream. But then, and Tux has gotten better since he's gotten older. Like when they were kittens, like I had to really, it was a struggle to keep them from jumping in and playing with rattly plastic because I cover all of my pieces that are not dry yet with plastic bags. But that just set them off. They had to play with the plastic. So they squished quite a few things before I got them to understand that they should not do that. I feel like something else needs to be purple. No, not yet. So there's the jade of the jade and iron. And that's all it is. Just dip the glaze on the other side, overlapping the iron. We'll do the same thing here. And that one dries pretty quickly. And then I'm going to go clean out my water bucket and then have then I'll be able to do the white and the yellow and such. Now, sometimes the glaze, well, all the time, the glaze will settle at the bottom, so the scraps, the stuff that I've wiped away, settles. So I'm mixing everything back up so that I can pour it out. All right, I will be right back. Yellow. I think this is yellow. Do yellow first. I've got to do a special Hufflepuff mug. So yellow is not like super crazy neon yellow. It's actually a nice, almost buttery yellow. It's one of my favorite colors, but I don't get to use it very often. More often now that I have the Harry Potter things. There we go. So this one is one of the Hufflepuff mugs, and on the back it has the Hufflepuff part of the Sorting Hat song. So it says, Hufflepuff, just and loyal, those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. Where'd my tongue go? There. Yeah, and talking about cats being back here, like Kiba is probably the perfect studio cat because he can't jump very well. Whether because he's clumsy or because he's got half a tail or because he's just lazy because he's a 20-pound cat. For whatever reason, he doesn't jump. So I don't have to worry about him getting on things and breaking them. And for whatever reason, like whether the cats kind of took after his lead, they didn't see him knocking things over, so they don't. Like, I haven't had a lot of problems with the cats breaking things in the studio. Very seldom. And if they do, it's not on purpose. Like, sometimes they'll go on rampages, and run around. But very seldom do they go, like, climbing and get vindictive. It's more like Tux here earlier. It's like he wanted attention. He was trying to get as close to me as he could. And I knew if I didn't stop and give him a little bit of attention, he was, it would probably be a casualty somewhere. So in other words, they've got me very well trained. Now there is a lot more I could do with the white, but what I'm going to do right now, whoa, is try not to spill it. I think the bucket underneath it is almost empty, so it's top heavy. There we go. Maybe that's close enough. Full bucket of white glaze. I need to glaze some sheeps. Where are they? There they are. Got these little sheep yarn bowls. There they are. So when I glaze these, you really won't be able to tell much of a difference because it's like white glaze on a white clay body. Gonna wipe off their feet just a little bit. I didn't put any wax on these guys, but it's just the feet. And then I will come back and glaze the part on the inside of the head. They didn't get dipped because I want the face to be the raw color of the clay. So it'll be a very slight color and texture difference. Definitely texture because there'll be no glaze on the face where there'll be the glossy glaze on the rest of him. But it gives a little bit of contrast. And then I'll give him some blue eyes and some little rosy cheeks. Because he's cute. She is cute. She. Blue Tofu, thank you so much for the resub. Blue is sub for 2 months. 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. And good afternoon. Not in this batch. Not in this batch. I've got a great deal of things that need to be bisque fired. There we go. Might be able to touch up that first one. So like I said, you can't see the difference very much. It's actually hard for me to see it sometimes. Like I try to work pretty quickly so that I can see like it's darker when it's there's more moisture in the glaze. So when before it dries completely, I can see where I've been, and I can see where I haven't been. You know, we're gonna be doing some more bisques this week. Jessica's working on those while I'm starting some glazes. There we go. And now all this one needs is some rosy cheeks and some eyes. No, I am not prepping for a show. This is just some of the wholesale orders that I'm getting out. Right now, we don't have a show until August, which will come a lot closer than I would like it to. But I have one show in August, and then the rest of them are in October and November. So that'll give me time to work on some orders too. There we go. Well, hey, Kiba. Hey, buddy. Then next I'll have to get out the clear glaze. I gotta find it. I'm not sure where the clear one is. Kiba's like, you picked him up. You could pick me up too. I like to cuddle. Now there's a lot of I have a lot of the little sheep notions dishes that need to be white, but I really don't think they're gonna fit in this kiln load. Let's see. I think that's the clear. Oh goodness. Yep, that's the clear. Wrestling with these rolly carts is easier than picking up the buckets and carrying all the time, but sometimes it gets annoying. So that's the clear, and I need to do a pie plate in clear. Let's see how deep this is. I may just have to pour this on, which is fine. Wonder if I can. Yes, I can do the outside of this good. Then I'll pour the inside. And of course, I didn't put any wax on this. Here we go. So I'm going to pour the glaze in here and then try to pour it out without spilling it on my foot. Trying to get a nice even coat on the whole thing. There we go. I feel like I've got glaze everywhere now, which I probably do. And this one, I'm just going to paint this on. So I wonder if I could just like pour just a tiny bit in the center. Maybe even less than that. Hey, Big Bill. Good afternoon. Oh, the kitties have been through here a couple of times already. They're needy. So with the clear overlapping the purple on the bottom is not that big of a deal because it's clear glaze. And I would rather make sure that there are no like dry spots or unglazed spots. There we go. So the bottom is going to be clear, and then there's going to be purple around the rim, and I'm going to layer the sea spray on top of that, like I'm going to do on the like I do on the other sweet pea pieces. All right. That one's done. So yeah, Blue, is it yeah, the glaze colors look different before they're fired. Is it hard to tell them apart when I'm setting up? My accent came out really bad there, didn't it? Bar. Before they're fired. Yes, it is. So it is hard to tell them apart. I can, but I also don't tempt fate. Like the black and the gray and the green, they all look very similar. They're just kind of dusty gray color. So I'll put the black on one table and the green on another table, and I can tell the green and the gray apart. But putting them next to the black, one time I did that. I accidentally layered different colors on the wrong things. So I keep them on separate tables if they look similar. Now, I will need the pink in a minute, but not yet, because I've got to let these things dry. The black is still really, it's not damp to the touch, but it's not completely dry yet. So I might actually be at a starting point for right now. I've got to layer these, but I guess either, I mean, it is an extremely humid day. We're in southern Kentucky, and it's a very humid day. So it may take the glazes a little bit longer to dry out than I want them to. But also, I'm not glazing as many things today as I normally am, because usually I glaze a lot of things in the black glaze, and then I'm spending another couple hours working, filling up the rest of the kiln. I've already got a layer in the kiln. So these haven't had enough time to dry out yet. Started around noon, so some of the first ones I did, like over here, these are a little bit drier, but I want them to dry out more. I may actually come and put a fan on them. But what I may end up doing is taking a break and then coming back to finish layering the glazes and loading up the kiln. So guys, if I don't see you again, have a good evening. I think I am going to take a break. Maybe actually have a late lunch or an early supper or something because I'm getting the munchies. But that's about all I can do right now is just wait for things to dry out, which is half of what I end up doing with pottery. You know, wait for something, wait for the clay to dry so I can put handles on, wait for the glaze to dry, wait for the kiln to cool up, heat up or cool down. It will definitely teach you patience. So Colleen, thank you. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a good afternoon. If I don't see you again tonight, have a good evening, and then I will be back tomorrow. Take care.